Hey guys, how you guys doing? This is Danny Benoit with another Squash Thought video of the day. Here we are. What's today? Wednesday. It's Hump Day. All right. Well, I've been pretty much thinking all day. What am I going to talk about today? I want to talk about something, and of course, I always have plenty on my mind to talk about, regardless if it's Bigfoot related or not. But I don't know. I think some of the things we could talk about is the credibility. I've kind of talked about this before, and so has a few others. The credibility of others, and and people in general. Is it more important, or is it? Do you find somebody who brags more about themselves to be more credible? If somebody constantly brags about themselves, does that make them credible? It should put more attention on them. If somebody's bragging about something, it should be, the attention should be brought on them. And, if they have something good to show, if they can prove what they're talking about, then the attention should surely be put on them. There's people in the Bigfoot community that love to brag about themselves. And that's all right. We all get proud about our accomplishments. I know if I find something, or if I achieve something, or something special happens, I get excited. I pump myself up, I get pumped up, and I want to share it with you guys, and that's awesome. And but I'll never claim to be the best one out there. I'll never claim to be the #1 expert, because there's no experts. And as far as I'm concerned, who is #1 out there? We could all be #1 in our own eyes, but that's that's our say-so against yours. There's nobody that's #1 in general. But if we want to believe that we're #1, more power to us. But again, if we're bragging to be #1 and the best one out there, what do we have that supports us being the best? And I'm speaking in general, because I'm by no means am I speaking about myself. I'm a very humble person. And to be honest, the way I actually consider myself, I believe that I'm on the bottom of the totem pole. But you know what surprises me? As much as I don't feel that I deserve the recognition, I am getting recognition. So yeah, if we want to brag, here's a little bit of bragging. I mean, I've been on more podcasts and radio shows as a guest that I could shake the stick at. There's some radio shows that's had me on multiple times to share my stories and talk about my research and how I look at things. And that's awesome. And, and the reason I feel that's a good thing, it spreads awareness. And that's what I believe in doing, is spreading awareness about, not just about who I am, but my goals and the mission behind the research. And spreading awareness of Bigfoot, the education that we should consider. To me, that's what I'm excited about. And that's what I believe we should brag about. If we're in this for a passion to educate people in general, yeah, we should want to be proud to present our information out there, what we believe and what we have come to discover, regardless of whatever that piece of information might be. For example, I'm an independent wildlife researcher, and I am a Bigfoot researcher. However, #1 priority is wildlife, nature, the ecology, simple biology, the basics. That is #1. Because as much as I've stated before, in order for us to understand what, to seek out the unknown, it is very important for us to know and understand the unknown. What is known. Excuse me on my little correction there. It is more important to understand what is known. Why? Because, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but if we understand what is known and how to identify their tracks and their patterns, their diets, everything, etc., then we have something to look out for. That the unknown will be set apart. It'll be totally different. We'll know that, hey, that belongs to something unknown. That is nothing known. So you get my drift. So yeah, I'm very heavily tied up into the wildlife research side of things here when it comes to the Bigfoot research. Because Bigfoot research, to me, anyone involved with Bigfoot research should be considered, learn and study everything they can about wildlife. Because there's a lot of information that we don't know. Even the so-called ones that self-proclaim themselves experts and know-it-alls make multiple mistakes. I've seen it firsthand, and I know you have too. Even experts in forensic fields that had claimed that they had made mistakes in the past and come forward to correct things later on. I'm not so proud to where I have no issue correcting myself. If I had made a mistake, I've been corrected by others, and I've had to look into it for myself. And yeah, I have no problem admitting to a mistake or a fault. But my intent to make mistakes. I do not make mistakes intentionally. Mistakes are exactly what they are, mistakes. So that's something we have to be very careful about doing. If we're going to claim to be the best one out there, you better show damn well that you are the best one out there. You better have a clean slate. You better be perfect. Because that's the only way you're going to be the best one out there, is you're going to be perfect. You're going to have everything. I mean, me personally, here in the state of Virginia, there's multiple Bigfoot-related groups. I represent the ECBRO. We have another division of the ECBRO down south in Southwest Virginia. Tracy Arnold, he's the co-founder of the ECBRO. And for those who know Tracy Arnold, he's the founder of the New River Valley Bigfoot Research Organization. And he's got a lot going on. He's a very active member. He's got other followers with his division. And tell you what, he brings a lot to the table. He's out there. He does live feeds all throughout the night. It's awesome. And with the ECBRO, we've come a long ways. Tell you what sets us apart from others. We have been contacted on numerous occasions. We've had several eyewitnesses that we've met up with and conducted investigations on. There's several contacts throughout the state that we've made contact with, that we met up with to investigate, like I said. The other awesome thing is, we've been in the newspapers. People have been hearing about us, the word and information. We're highly recognized just in the state of Virginia alone, which is, it's mind-blowing. Been on the news, and, just, if we're going to brag, hey, I got plenty to brag about. But why? What's it going to do me? I don't see no sense in that. I got a project I'm working on. I mean, I got groups, I got other research groups asking me to lead investigations for them. That's awesome. I could show them and, give them the layout of the land and show them what we got going on down here. And that's coming up this spring. The other recognition I have too, and I'm proud to announce, and for some of you guys already know, I'm being involved, and I'll be the main, character in a Bigfoot documentary. The filming will be taking place around the spring. The video won't be available till after the spring, but that's exciting news. When they asked me, they were actually asking me, how you want to conduct this documentary. I was like, well, I want everything to be solely based on truth. I want it to be educational. I want it to be informative. And if we could get some kind of good footage on there, hey, that's a plus. But we're going to be exploring, I'm going to take them into a very squatchy area. We'll be doing around the clock filming. So that's going to be awesome. So that's going to be through Daxo Productions, and we're very excited for that to be happening. Another thing to boast and be proud about, this year we're going into our second annual ECBRO Virginia Bigfoot Conference. Last year was a huge success. We had between 300 or 400 people between both days. We had media, news media there. We had newspaper, journalists there taking notes and everything. Everything went into the newspaper. And there's articles that been in the paper before and after the event, bragging about how the event went down. All the locals were bragging about, thanking me, that everything went down so good. And we strive so much to produce an educational family event. We try to make it entertaining, fun for the family. And so I don't know, there's a lot to brag about. If we're going to brag, hey, I got plenty to brag about. But why? It's not getting me nowhere. My honesty and my humbleness and my information that I put out there has been getting me recognized. And like I mentioned about Tracy Arnold, Tracy Arnold, I'm proud to have him as one of our members. We have several members right here in the state alone. We have several that represent us, that support us outside of the state. Out there in the Midwest, we have people. We have a group up in Canada, people down in South America, and actually all the way in Australia. So if we're going to brag about members and supporters, organization has grown amazingly. I mean, it's awesome. And so we're going to continue to do what we do. And again, if you ever have any questions about what we do and what we might know, please feel free to ask. So, hey, for those who out there that claim to be the best ones out there, more power to you. Keep it squatchy. And make sure you show everybody that you're perfect. Make sure you show everybody that you have the top-notch skills to be the best that you are. But for those of us like me, I consider myself on the bottom of the totem pole. My research and my knowledge, that's what I got. I have a lot of research, a lot of knowledge under my belt. And I'm going to continue to read, study, and get out there in the field to observe. So that's what we do. So keep it squatchy, guys. Till next time.